Welcome back. Community Action for Safe Apartments teamed up with organizations like the Right to Counsel Coalition to pass a statewide Right to Counsel bill guaranteeing representation for all tenants in New York State. The effort garnered support from NYC Council members Purina Sanchez and Sean Abreu, who introduced resolutions 499 and 345. CASA Leader Mercedes Escoto joins me to discuss this effort. Mercedes, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Now, for those who are really aware, can you just tell us a little bit more about Community Action for Safe Apartments, also known as CASA?
Oh yes, CASA is an organization for the community. They offer support to those tenants who really are, going through a crisis of losing their apartments.
Okay, now can you give some details on the current housing crisis or the housing court crisis in New York City?
Well, crisis is the situation we're not able to control right at this time because a lot of tenants are losing their apartment because of lack of repairs. They have become extremely stressed out because of the situation. The landlord have become like aggressive and demanding money, and that situation has aggravated the health of the tenants because the stress and their health, they have lost a lot of family members due to COVID. So it's a horrible crisis at this time that we as tenants are going through because of that. And in my opinion, the landlords, they should be communicating more with the tenants. Let's do the repairs, you pay your rent, and let's move forward. You know,
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit more about the issue with landlords because I know that's a huge obstacle for many tenants in New York City. Can you just detail what are some of these repairs that they're ignoring? What are some of the issues that you're facing with landlords specifically?
well, in my case, uh, no repairs whatsoever. When I moved in my apartment, after 3 years, I'm due for repairs. I'm calling the landlord to let him know I'm due for my repairs. When can you give me a day so I can stay home and take care? We can take care of that situation. And 3 times or more than 3 times, he told me yes. He gave me the days. I took time off from work. No one came to do my repairs, and it was like I had to take from my money and do the repairs myself. So I'm paying rent increase, I'm paying the repairs, and I'm losing money.
Right, and I can imagine that's so challenging. Now, for a lot of tenants in New York, they're dealing with what you're talking about, but they're also dealing the threat of eviction. Can you talk a little bit more about the threat of eviction many tenants in New York City are facing?
Oh, okay, that is because of the lack of repairs. Cause see, if you get giving me a service, the service of the apartment, I need the apartment to be repaired. So why am I facing that? I'm not going to continue to pay you if you're not giving me the service that I'm paying you for. So that was one of the main things. So that's why is that crisis that the tenants are in the verge of eviction because the landlord take you to court. Once you are in court, you're lost. All you see is the attorney of the landlord. If you go without an attorney yourself, you like a fish out of the water. You're going to die soon because it's the system. We don't know nothing about the system, the legality of the system. So I was extremely lost when I went there. And I'm a social worker by profession. So I didn't know what to do. I signed the papers that the attorney had. So to go again through the same thing, the same issues, that there's nothing appointments to get the apartments done. The judge will tell you, you have to fix Mrs. Scotto's apartment in a month. We're giving you a month. It's like, well, I went back in a month, apartment was not fixed, and I'm continue to pay my rent, and I'm continue to pay the increase of the rent, and I'm continue to pay the apartments, the repairs myself out of my pockets, and it's the same thing. It's a never-ending situation.
Now, can you talk a little bit more about when you're actually in the courtroom? Because you mentioned that, a lot of people don't really understand the legality of this. And I know that for so many people, this can be a challenge and it could dramatically change, the outcome of their life, especially in that time period. Can you talk a little bit more about that experience? And then also, what is CASA doing to help assist those people who are facing those challenges?
Yes, specifically my challenge when I went, CASA came to us because the landlord wanted to end the apartment, the stabilized rent apartment. He wanted to, just close that part of the program in his building, and we didn't know. He sent us all of us a package, and that's when CASA came, knocking on everybody's door. Like I don't know how they knew what had happened because the tenants were coming to my apartment asking me, Mercedes, what's up with this? They didn't know, and I'm like, I don't know either. This is in like legal language, and I don't know. I didn't know what was the disposition. I didn't know it was like, things like that. So when CASA came, they informed me. They told, we need to help you form a tenant association. They took us by the hand, and I'm like, I was very impressed because I didn't know for sure my rights as a tenant. I didn't know nothing about that. And they took me by the hand. We organized a tenant association, and then after that, we went on rent strike, and that did it. When we took him to court, we won. We won the J51 law that we kept that law that's saying that this is a stabilized apartment. We won that, and then after that we took him for the repairs, and we won. He settled for $400,000, but the repairs haven't been done yet.
Wow.
We're waiting for the repairs. So he's taking the money. I mean, because he gave you the money as credit, but he hasn't done the repairs yet.
Now, can you talk about the collaboration with the Right to Counsel Coalition?
Oh, that's important. That's very important because without that, the coalition is the program that have us all together. Whenever we need something, we all get together, and the coalition will direct all of those other organizations that they're available to help us. Where to go, what to do, and that's very important for us.
Now, what does it mean to have a right to counsel?
Oh.
Because I think for a lot of people who may not do this work, it may be a little bit confusing or they may not know. So what does it mean to have the right to counsel?
Everything. Because see, if you don't know about the law, I fish out of the water. The right to counsel is the attorney that the agency, the Bronx Legal Services, is the one that was available for me. And the attorney came, and it was such a relief because I was working. I didn't have the time. My union rep was with me. But I had to go with the union representative. But right to counsel, they told me, no, Ms. Escoto, you go to work, we'll take care of it. I was like, oh my God, I felt so relieved. My health came back, it improved. Because see, my attorney was the one representing me in court while I was working. So that was such a relief. And then they did everything. They used to tell me, we did this. Right after they went to court, they used to call me, Mrs. Escoto, we did this, that, and the other. Are you okay with that? I'm saying, perfect. You know the expert. So I was very satisfied with that. And, I really think that everybody needs an attorney to go to. Even the criminals get an attorney. How come we are working people, we're not entitled to one? Isn't that something?
Right. Now, I want to talk about, I think this is so important that you have council members that are in support of the movement. So council members Sean Abreu and Karina Sanchez announced the passage of 2 resolutions calling on New York State to address these issues. Can you explain Resolution 499?
Yeah, 499 is the process of us getting that attorney. I mean, the process that they do in everything. We need to get the state, free of eviction. We need to have an established program that pays those attorneys. We need to have a setup organized in a way that they can function, 100%, so they can help us. That's the 499.
And then what is Resolution 345?
That's the state right to counsel.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that this is so important, and I'm so glad that you're here talking with us about this because I think there are so many people, as you mentioned, who are dealing with not only their personal health, but dealing with their livelihood and where they're going to live. And, this is so stressful, and there's so much education that goes along with it. How will the right to counsel change the landscape of the housing courts and support tenants across the city?
I mean, wonderful. It will do wonderful because see, you will not go through the stress of not knowing what to do, where to go, what to say. The right to counsel person is an attorney and is a professional person that will know exactly what to do in that situation. And that's the more important thing that we all need.
And can you just talk a little bit more about CASA and the role that you have there? How do you specifically, kind of help your community in regard to this?
Oh, I became a leader after because I get too emotional, and when I know what happened and what I went through, I don't want to see other people going through that same situation because it's not pretty, it's ugly. So I just they have me as a leader, and I've been with them. They've been teaching me my rights. I know my rights as a tenant. I did an association, a tenant association in my building, which I'm one of the leaders because most of them I'm retired. The other people they work, they have 2 or 3 jobs. They cannot, but I'm there for them wherever anything that happens. When it comes to CASA, or we need some other members to help us. I call them, I contact them, and everybody's very helpful. And CASA also taught me how to organize because I was organizing. I didn't have no sense of how to organize any people like that, and we have to go door to door asking people, what, this is what's going on, and people now are very happy that we won the settlement because now they have a credit a year or two, not having to pay the rent.
Right.
So they're very happy.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us and really educating our community about this and kind of talking about the importance of basically knowing your rights. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Okay.
If you or someone you know are facing eviction and need help or guidance in the process, please go to their website at www.casapower.org. Stay tuned. We have more open for you right after this.